Hello solo leveling fans and welcome back to a new video. Real quick before we get started, I just want to say we're so close to hitting that 1000 subscriber mark, guys. So please if you find yourself enjoying this kind of content and you're coming back to the channel on the daily, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free, but it helps out a ton. But with that being said, thank you so much for all the support, and let's get straight into today's video. Now today's video is all about the new workshop of Brilliant Light, and I have my thoughts on it, and it's going to be a kind of a video where we're going to be talking about what to expect from the workshop of Brilliant Light, who to prepare, the units that we're going to need, all that good stuff. And honestly, it's going to be absolutely insane. So let's start off by going to Alpha's video that he released yesterday about the workshop of Brilliant Light here. And obviously this is floor 75 here. We're going to be talking about Midas here for a little bit. Now Midas is going to be one of those bosses that it's going to be it's going to be the equivalent of Serbi currently. Now before I get into the details of like what to expect from this, I think the overall situation when it comes down to Midas and to the whole new workshop of Brilliant Light is going to be as follows. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. In the sense that yes, we're receiving a ton of new content, we're receiving a ton of new bosses, boss fights, all that good stuff, and we're probably going to be getting rewarded handsomely. I can't talk, excuse me. We're going to be rewarded pretty nicely when it comes down to clearing these bosses or these stages, but at the same time, to get to that point, it's going to be an absolute grind. Now I am majorly concerned here for the free-to-play players, because if I take a look here at this post right here from Alpha Leaker, right, he said it is not in the video that will be up later today, which we were just talking about, or we were just watching, but it says the workshop extension power needed at easy we need 650k to 750k. Now most players who've been playing since alpha or early access have not even cracked this yet, or are close to getting this. I'm talking about like if you're free to play or you're a light spender, you're mainly around I don't know, I think like 500 to 600k, I would say, maybe a little bit more than that, but I don't think a lot of players when it comes down to the free to play region is at the 650k yet. I think only like the heavy spenders and the whales are people who manage to hit that mark right here, and I think it's a bit of a problem when it comes down to your to the game, because we all remember what happened with Vulcan. We all remember what happened with the hard mode Vulcan. Not even hard mode, the easy mode when it first came out. It was an absolute massacre, and a lot of people were complaining about it, and the community is still complaining about these power levels. Let's be honest, it's not as easy as you think, and I absolutely agree with them. These power levels are insane. These power levels are absolutely nuts, but we see that all these bosses here, they're going to be requiring a ton of power to be clearing, and my question is, how are we going to deal with this? And by the way, if you guys didn't notice it there, let me just backtrack a little bit. Water just fell off. Look at this, like at the top of the video here, he said that it is the new workshop of Brilliant Light is going to be resistant to water, and the new elements that we're going to be expecting is dark and light, meaning that we are going to be needing those units. Now this takes me to my second point here, and what units should we be building? So obviously the full water team, that just fell off. Obviously you're still going to need it for the Vulcan fight, yeah, don't get me wrong, but the full water team, that's out of the question now. It's not going to be a thing. It's not going to be as strong or as important and as, like, for example, a full wind team here with people like Mere, Hanseme, and Wu Jinchou. So these three hunters, I think, are going to be the next people that we should be catering towards. Yes, I understand that there is also the dark variant of things, so we could also be paying attention to Libora and the new 2 units that they're going to be releasing. We obviously still have to figure out a way to there's also the way we're going to be summoning for these 2 units, especially as like free-to-play players. I don't understand what is going to be the case here, and I understand why the community is so frustrated at the minute, because you got insane power levels with 2 units coming that are of the weak type to the workshop of Radiant Light that you have to summon for. Obviously with this banner it wasn't too bad, because they gave away Gogan He for free, like they gave away his A1 for free, so it wasn't as bad or as demanding for the free-to-play players to pull for both units if they wanted to. The only time they wanted to pull is if they wanted to get Gogan He to A3 and get Hanseme to A1, and that was it. Even then, it was still a little bit too much, and some people are still struggling to this day to obtain either units, but that's just RNG. They still gave away the unit for free, and you only had to, realistically, you only had to pull for Hanseme if you wanted this. So my concern here, or my thoughts, is how are we gonna get two dark units, how are we gonna pull for two dark units at the same time, cater towards like a full wind team or a full dark team even, with insane power levels, like as you can see here, the 650. I'm talking even easy. I'm not even talking or the normal or the hard. We haven't even talked about that yet. These two modes are definitely for the people like who are being whaling, people who have been playing the game insanely and they've invested a ton of money in. That's understandable, right? That's going to give them the challenge that they're going to go for, and I understand that completely. But still, I'm talking about for the people who are like free to play, they haven't really gotten close to the 600. I know that, like, my community, for example, we're still struggling with normal Vulcan, man. Like, I can show you people some of these comments that we have about the normal Vulcan. We are still struggling with normal Vulcan. Me personally, I still haven't cleared my normal Vulcan on my free-to-play account, this account right here. So I haven't even cleared the normal Vulcan yet. So yeah, it is going to be a struggle and it's going to be very, very hard, but at the same time, I don't want to be like all negative about it. I understand that there's going to be a ton of content, especially with like things like Kaizo coming into the party, the King Baron, I hope there's going to be like they're hopefully going to be releasing new artifacts and all that good stuff, because how else are you supposed to get that kind of power level? And there's definitely going to be a way to be doing all of this, because you need a method to the madness. You need to be a part of let me see here. Something that I wanted to talk about here is obviously some of these fights. So all of these fights are obviously going to be very, very hard to do, or very like complicated obviously to get around. Alpha Leaker said that multiple times throughout the video. He said it's going to be, as you can see here, he's using the new weapon as well, so that's one of the other things that you guys have to cater towards. Obviously your weapons are going to be a big factor as well. Speaking of weapons, that means you also have to cater towards things like let me see here, Westwind is probably going to be one of your best friends again, not that it wasn't before on the Vulcan run. I don't know how effective it's going to be obviously into the new bosses and whatnot. But if we take a look here at our weapons, things like Scythe, Plum, Moonshadow, the new Zeke Fragment, all that good stuff, all these dark weapons are definitely going to come in handy. And let's be realistic, we only have one good wind weapon, and that is our Westwind here. Hopefully they can at least release a new weapon with the new update that comes out. And I think it really is a must at this point, because you can't have a good SR weapon beating the rest of the SSR weapons, or like at least buff the SSR weapons, the wind SSR weapons, like the Demon Longsword. You need to like maybe buff that a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, like I'm genuinely curious what you guys think. I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. So that's definitely something else that I wanted to talk about here. Obviously your weapons is going to be insanely hard to come by, and I just don't know, man. Like it feels like so much is happening so quickly. I feel like they're not easing us into this one, they're just pushing us in, and they're telling us, hey, listen, you need to do this now. And it feels like a little bit rushed or too soon, in my opinion. I think that those power levels would be the biggest concern for me. I think they need to be at least dropped by 100k on at least on the easy mode, normal mode, and hard mode. 1 million power crazy on hard is crazy. I'm just gonna say it right now. But yeah, I'm still curious to knowing what you guys think in the comments down below, and I still think that it's very important for you to share your thoughts and share your comments, because we'll do our best to project those to Netmarble, because they have been listening so far, and they have been trying to help in some situations. I'm not going to say with everything, because that would be a lie. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about the new update and the new content. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this kind of content and enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. But without any further ado, happy leveling. Peace.